Okay, so when I was little, um,
Wait, what's your name?
okay, hi, my name is Joni. When I was little, I was physically, emotionally abused. From the age of 5 to about 14, my stepdad did his thing with me. I was pregnant when I was 12, had my first abortion. Put me in a state of mind that I just needed to seek things. So I went out and got married at a young age, had kids, and started using drugs, thinking that I was going to cope my stress and my trauma. It just made it worse. Went into more drugs, got stolen, got gang raped, left home. My mom ended up with my kids. Lived on the streets for about 4 years running. Got arrested 3 different times for the same charge. And I was like, oh, well, it'll go away. It didn't go away. Not at all. Did not go away.
Doesn't work like that?
No. They told me that I had either 2 years state jail or go to rehab. So I decided to go to Mercygate. That's where I met Lacey. There, I wasn't ready to give it up. 2 months into my stay at Mercygate, I decided I was going to go get high again. Oh, nothing would happen. Just go away. No, I got three months of restrictions, not talking to my family again. Felt like jail all over again. I lost contact with my kids for a long time, about 6 years. Kids didn't want nothing to do with me. My kids are now 16 and 13. Took a lot. So I finally gave it all up. Finally sitting in restrictions one day, and I literally felt that on the back of my head. Nobody was in the room with me at all. Nobody. Freaked me out a little bit. Got up, walked the whole building, sat back down. I was like, okay, well, what's happening right now? Well, felt it on this side. Ready to beat someone up. No, it was God telling me, listen, this is what you have to do. Took a lot to set me down and actually realize. But when I did, it was the best thing I've ever done. I was honest with my mom, told her about all the things that happened to me in the past. My mom never knew. My dad always told me when I was little that if I ever told my mom, he would tie my mom up, shoot her while I watched, and then shoot me. So I never told nobody nothing. Kept it all to myself. When I had my abortion, he made me tell my mom that I was at a party drinking and that I was drugged, and that's why I had to go upstairs and go to sleep. In reality, I was drugged from the abortion. So it was just from the age of about 5 on, I was always lying. Never told the truth. Couldn't even look at someone and tell you the truth. I would be like, she's not wearing glasses. Clearly she's wearing glasses, but I would make you believe that she was not wearing glasses. Today, since that day that God has slapped me in the back of my head, I have actually really physically woke up. I'm a completely different person. I work at a church in Kerrville, First Presbyterian Church, making $20 an hour. Next month My mom's going to start the paperwork to sign the rights back over to me for my kids. So this whole time, for 6 years, I've been separated with my kids' father. I was married to him at a young age, like I said. If we were still together, this would make 19 years that I would be with my husband. We have a communication now that, we're co-parenting very well, but we're actually going to legalize our divorce or start the paperwork this week. We're going to legalize it, and so I can move on from a different point of view. I'm a single mom now with my kids. My kids live with me. Live with me and my mom, should I say, because I'm still in my mom's house. But it's a start. It's a start. They're in my life, and they've been in my life for 2 years now. We had the closest relationship I could ever ask for with them. Everybody's just like so beside themselves on how much I've grown. 2 years ago, if you would have seen me, I was 97 pounds. I was real sunk in. I was actually dying from the inside out. I had a small hole in my intestine, and it was bleeding. It'll go away. That was my thing. It'll go away. I had to have surgery to get the hole patched up for me to even start healing. And I still have problems, health issues today, but I'm just thankful today that God has restored my family, restored me. I go around and I can tell people what I've been through and that I don't judge them because only God can judge us. But I explain to them that life is scary without the use of drugs, but it's so much better without it. Once you get to that point of, I can't really say a year, because a year I kept on still thinking about, this would be easier getting high. But now that I'm 2 years sober, it's not even a thought in my process no more. I can look at, I've been actually 3 months ago, someone tried to hand me a dope pipe. I told them I don't even want that. Turned around and walked off. 2 years ago, I would have been like, hey, let me have that.
Did you yell at them, Jesus loves you?
No. They looked at me really. I used to get high with them back in the day. They looked at me and was like, you really have changed. And I said, y'all do y'all. I'm out. I'm leaving. And I walked out of the house, and as I was walking out, I was praying, God, help them. Help them like you helped me when it's their time. And I left and never looked back. I wouldn't have been able to do that a year ago. So it's really I'm very blessed and thankful. My kids see a change in me. My oldest, when I got out of Mercygate, found out my oldest got in some trouble. He got a weed charge. He's only 16. So now he's on probation just like I am. We had the same charge. And 3 months into me being out, he was just doing his own thing, wanting to do his own thing. Wouldn't listen to me. Now he sees me changing. He's like, Mom, how do I get out of probation? I'm like, well, you can't get out of it, but you have to do right, and you have to do what you're supposed to do. He said, Mom, how do you pass those P tests? Well, you have to stop doing what you're doing. That's what you have to do. I never got that idea until I went into Mercygate. I kept on running from the P tests, oh, well, they'll catch me when they catch me. Before I went into Mercygate, I was running for about 3 weeks in the woods behind my house. hiding out, watching cops drive by my house, pull in, talk to my mom and my kids. And I'm literally out in the woods, ducked down, watching these cops like, hi guys, I'm not going nowhere. They would get close to me and I would take off running. We have a cemetery behind our house. I would go running. This is a true story, guys. I would run into the cemetery and lay down on one of the grave plots. I was like, you're my homie today, man. Like, just save me. Just laying there. True story. It was really bad, but those days are behind me. I live in the same house that I used to get high in, and it doesn't affect me anymore. So it's just came a long way, and a lot of growth. And I still have a lot more to learn. It's an everyday process. It's not easy. Every day's a struggle. I actually last week just had an incident where I put my faith to test. I used to be very suicidal, thinking about it a lot, and something happened and it gave me bitterness, and it really frustrated me, and I was really mad, and I didn't know how to take it. So I went off by myself, went to this hideout place that I used to go to all the time, and they have a little rock thing that you can climb up on. I literally didn't know why I was climbing it. I never climbed it before. Climbed all the way to the top, and I was mad, and I was yelling, and I was like, why, God, why? And I looked down, and a little small voice told me, just jump. It'll be fine. Just jump. If I wouldn't have thought another thought and just jumped, I would not be here today to tell y'all my story. But when I heard that voice, instead of me jumping, I sat down and started texting a friend, trying to make plans on going to an AA meeting, because not that I needed an AA meeting, I just needed away from my head, my thought process. It didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but I didn't jump either. I came down and I saw my first shooting star that night. So, chalked it up, I thanked God and went back home. And I actually, the person I was bitter towards, I talked to the next day, and now my heart feels better. So it's a lot better, like 2 years ago, I would have never done that. 2 years ago, I would have probably spiraled out. If I didn't jump, I probably would have went and got high, found some other way to make it up, and just lost my job, lost everything that I've gained so far in the last 2 years. And I don't know. It was only God, but God. God is the only reason why I came down off of that rock. And God's the only reason why I'm still standing here today. So that's really all I have